This podcast was produced on the lands of the Cubby Cubby people. We pay respects to elders past, present, and emerging, and thank them for how they have lovingly cared for and preserved the land, natural resources, and bush medicine in which we are inspired by today.
Hello and welcome to the Students of Natural Health podcast. My name is Dana Laura. I'm a student naturopath from Australia, and I'm going to be your host for this episode. Joining me today, we have the beautiful Amber. How you going, lovely?
Thank you. Good morning. Hi, I'm so well. How are you?
I'm good. About time. I know you and I have been going back and forth for a few months, but the stars aligned. We're here.
We are here. Busy mummy life.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into asking you all about that. So, Amber, can you let our audience know what is it you're studying?
I am studying the Bachelor of Health Science for Naturopathy.
Beautiful. And what year are you in?
I'm starting my third year this try. Very daunting, but exciting nonetheless.
Yeah, you're into the nitty gritty stuff, aren't you?
Definitely. Yeah, feeling the punch, that's for sure.
Did you find the step from second year to third year was pretty intense, or?
I would say you can definitely feel it towards the end. You know that you sort of have to start taking a few more notes, and like the questions and the quizzes get a little bit harder. So you do know it's coming.
Yeah, beautiful. And are you in clinic yet?
No, in T3 this year.
Beautiful. So we're going to rewind a little bit. I'd love to get to know a little bit about the face behind your brand. Can you tell us, why did you get into naturopathy, Amber?
So I actually did my enrolled nursing, and I was working in aged care for about a year and a half. And it was doing med rounds and all of those things. Like, I loved being sort of the lower, I guess, doing the care, the wound care, the social aspect. But I just did not agree with the whole blister pack of medication. Like, how are you feeling? Pretty awful. Okay, here's your Nurofen, here's your Panadol, here's your pain relief, sort of thing. And it just didn't really align. And my household growing up was, we never used pain relief. It was always like a heat pack or something like that. So mum always ingrained in me that we didn't always need these medications and cough syrup and all of those things. So it really veered me into obviously natural medicine and how we can heal ourselves and how our body intuitively knows what is best.
Yeah, lovely. So are you still working as an enrolled nurse while you are studying as well?
No, I finished up and I had a little hiatus actually. I went overseas for a little while and worked in hospitality, and then came back and was doing barista work for a little while. But I think that being hospitable and being of service, I really enjoyed the customer interaction with that.
I can see why you would sort of gravitate towards naturopathy then. Did you have much experience seeing natural medicine practitioners yourself? Like, had you seen a naturopath before you decided?
Yeah, no, I actually haven't. I did initially start doing acupuncture, and I did about maybe 6 months with Endeavour, and I just thought it definitely wasn't the right modality, but in that space was, where I wanted to be.
Honing in on it a bit more.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So then how did you hear about it? Was it just you always knew what a naturopath was and then you jumped into it, or?
It's so bizarre, isn't it? Because people are always like, what is a naturopath? Like, what does a naturopath do? What's natural medicine? What do you mean? So it was actually at the clinic that they had those brochures that all the other modalities that offered Chinese medicine, acupuncture, naturopathy. So I picked up one of those and read through it, like, what does a naturopath do? Went home and Googled it, and I thought, this is definitely the right path. It was being able to offer, whether it's nutraceuticals or herbal. So it was still sort of like a prescription medication sort of thing.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
appreciate that. I like being able to do that. So that's how we came here.
Yeah. Okay. That's clicking together for me now.
Yeah.
You said that you studied with Endeavour and you did 6 months with them. Are you still studying your Bachelor of Health Science through Endeavour?
I actually transferred. I started in, I think, late 2020. And I was with Endeavour for about a year. And then when all of the things happened with COVID and all that, actually, it was probably a bit earlier than that, actually. We had like a lot of changes with Endeavour. There was some new lecturers. Some of the older lecturers were leaving. A lot of it was sort of transferring to online learning and like a self-paced sort of thing, which I didn't really like. I sort of needed that live lecture ability to ask questions. Everyone was really communicable at Torrens, like, quick replies and things like that. So I definitely am appreciating my move to Torrens a little more.
Yeah.
Just heading into those later years that I've heard it's quite a popular move. Yeah.
So which state are you in as well? Because there's not much choices depending on whereabouts in Australia you're living in.
Very true. Yeah, I'm on the Gold Coast, so it was much easier, obviously, at Endeavour Goldie, but I'm happy to travel to Brizzy when we need.
Have you had any opportunities to go onto the campus yet?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so great. They've just done a little revamp within the last year and a half, I believe, and it's so beautiful. It's right up near the Story Bridge, so there's lots of natural light, and it's really fresh and newly renovated. So it's a really nice place to be.
Yeah, beautiful. I haven't actually had a chance to go on campus yet. I'm going at the end of this term. I've got a workshop, so I'm pretty excited.
Nice.
But I'm curious, what's the parking situation like?
Oh, good question. I actually park over there's a local shopping centre, and it's $18 for the day.
Yeah, nice. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
All right, lovely. What is your study load at the moment with Torrens, and can you compare that to what you were doing at Endeavour?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I found that the semester trimester differences are massive, and I think with Torrens, I think it's classified full time just regarding the percentage load. So I do 2 subjects per trimester, which I find is huge enough. I'm unsure how anyone maintains 3, just with like obvious load of information and things like that. And Endeavour was 5. I think 5. You could choose 6 per semester. So as you can imagine, really hard to juggle each subject within that time.
I got anxiety about that. Oh my gosh.
Thinking about it already. I know. So yeah, it's much easier to organize yourself, I think, and really immerse yourself into each subject and sort of get as much out of it as you can.
Yeah. Do you find that are the subjects equivalent to each other? So, for example, is 5 subjects the same as like doing 5 subjects at Torrens, or did you find that, the subjects might be a little bit less weighty because there's more of them compared to Torrens? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think the difference is obviously with the semester, it's such a longer, wouldn't be able to tell you how long, I can't remember, but they spread it out so much more. So it might feel like it. But yeah, I don't think you can pair the two, to be honest.
Yeah. We have a lot of people that are listening that are considering doing the switch, or they're at the beginning of doing the research and they're trying to find out which one they want to go to. I'm curious to know, in your switch, was it a pretty smooth transition? Like, did you get most of the subjects that you did with Endeavour credited, or was there a bit of discrepancy there?
Yeah, cool. Another good question. I feel it was quite streamlined for me, just as simple as reaching out to student services, and they have like a quick live chat and they're really speedy as well. I did get quite a few, is it RPL, recognition prior learning, I think? Yeah, so I did get a few. There's something they do different with one of the subjects or 2 that where I was up to, that I did have to repeat one. But again, the learning was so different, and I feel like it was kind of nice to revamp all that additional learning anyway. But like pretty simple to do, very streamlined.
Yeah, awesome. Are you juggling any other commitments at the same time as study? I know you're a mum. How are you juggling all of it, and what are you juggling?
Girl, you tell me, girl. You're a busy girl, busy mummy. It is tough. It is really tough. But like everyone always says, it just works. You just make it work. You adjust what you need to. I do work Monday, Tuesday. They're only short days, and I can still fit, study if I need, or groceries, or cleaning, whatever it is in the interim. You just have to get by. But Torrens as well, I've found that all the lecturers are pretty lenient as well, and they're very understanding of personal like circumstances and things like that. There may be a little bit of paperwork associated with that, but I've never found anyone to be judgmental or not understanding of anything if you needed the time.
Yeah, in terms of like getting extensions and things like that, they're pretty good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Are you doing a lot of like nighttime study like me, trying to get it all in?
Yeah. I'm such a early bird as well, so you just have to sacrifice that cozy little lie-in to do what you got to do. But I think it's about week 6, week 5 that we start getting to assignments. So you kind of have a cruisy 5 weeks where you're about to hit that mark, and then just a tough couple of months or so.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, I'm just going to rewind a second. When you did your enrolled nursing, had you already had your babies by then too, or are you comparing study pre-children to now post-children?
Yeah, no, Percy's only 3, so I had him. I was pregnant. I started about 6 months prior to, so I did have a bit of a we say a gap year, a baby year. I don't know what you call that. Yeah, a mum break. So it was really hard to get back into it actually, and I'm sure you understand, and other mummies will understand, trying to find yourself again postpartum, getting into the rhythm of things, trying to find that motivation to get started again. But I was pretty eager and roaring to go. So I was glad to have a bit of my life and my sanity back with study, something that I could immerse myself into again. So, yeah.
I totally relate to that. Like, you know, it's so all-consuming, motherhood and taking care of this little being and learning yourself, and all of the dealing with all of those physiological changes that happen in postpartum too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think we crave a creative outlet, and I definitely can relate that that's what studying and podcasting and all this sort of stuff has become for me, along with using it to keep myself motivated in the future for providing for the family. So yeah, I relate.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree. And it's funny, we sort of change, don't we? Like we find, I don't know, I probably took like a bit of a 360 after I had Percy. Like you sort of just find interest in other things. And like you say, the creative outlet, you just feel like you need to have that mother ethereal woman come out of you. Like, who is this girl?
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
It's badass.
It is, yeah. And we just have to go by that, don't we? We just got to trust that she knows what she's doing best, and we follow the path, and here we are.
That's so true. Now, I've seen on your Instagram that you are doing a amazing looking internship / work. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'd love to. I'm so happy to share that. So I have been following Balance Being since, Brooke, since she opened and graduated 4 years ago, or about 4.5 years ago, actually. And I applied for one of her most recent warehouse staff positions, which I didn't get. But, as universe always says, like, it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And hindsight, great, because my world was pretty much collapsing at the time. So I don't think I would have been able to handle it very well. But one of the initial backbone warehouse staff had left, and Brooke had asked me if I wanted to take her position. So it just all worked out so seamlessly. So that is my role now as warehouse staff. I don't do my interning anymore, but still may as well be. I'm learning so much every single day. And that's my Monday and Tuesday shifts. It's so great. Honestly, it's such a good place to be.
So for those of you that don't know what Balance Beings is, are you able to explain a little bit about what you do in the warehouse? It looks so cool.
Yeah, I definitely can. So Balance Being is one of the bigger children's naturopath clinics. So they see children with any kind of conditions or ailments, neurological, integumentary, anything like that. Also mummies too, but she's sort of based around what wasn't available when she had her firstborn. So she wanted to sort of fill in that niche, that gap there. And my role is dispensary, so making herbs, making compounds, all those prescriptions, and also sort of the back of house stuff, a little bit of admin, I guess, a bit of back and forth with our manager. Yeah, I don't know, just like inventory and things like that. But yeah, it's so fun. I get to do a lot.
What a fantastic opportunity to have as a student as well, being able to see like how a successful business like that works. And I suppose, I guess you would be getting mentored and seeing all of these formulations and stuff. Would you recommend for other students to jump on board and try and find an opportunity like that as a student?
Honestly, 100%. It's the best thing that has happened throughout this time of my degree. I think if you can, and if you can just go out on a limb and even ask, or just cleaning or anything so that you're in the clinic and you can overhear all these things, obviously keeping everything confidential, but so that you just so that you can just be around it all, and obviously being around, you know, your vibe attracts your tribe, all those kind of people that you want to be, that you aspire to be. And yeah, you just vibe off of all of them too. So big goals ahead, I guess.
Yeah, I love it. Have you found a particular niche that you're interested in with naturopathy yet?
Yeah, I think that obviously being a postpartum mum, I don't know when postpartum ends. Does it ever end? Is there a thing where it ends?
I feel that. Are you asking me genuinely? Because I don't know. Like we're nearly 4 years in, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like 4 years postpartum. It's fine.
Yeah. And how many months is that? Like, I don't know how many months, but 364 months postpartum. I'm so bad at
90
maths.
something, 96 maybe. It's 96 months.
Was way off. But yeah, I love the idea of care for postpartum mums, and as we say, it doesn't end. I guess most of us are already and always going to be nutritionally deplete, probably because we're eating the crumbs off of everyone's plate most of the time, and we're providing for everyone else before our own needs. So I just feel like there is a little bit, I wouldn't say a gap, because I know that there's a lot of nats that are already covering that and doing that, but that's definitely something that feels really close to me. And I had such a hard time postpartum, and it is so hard to navigate. But when you are deplete and you don't have that support or education around you, it is really hard to sort of crawl your way out of that. So I want to be that, what do you call it, that stand post for, so that other mummies don't fall into that hole.
Yeah, I totally get it. I went into this with a similar vein. I was thinking I was going to be combining doula work with naturopathy because, you know, I see what you see in terms of, like, as soon as things start going wrong, quote unquote, with the mum, and we start having, you know, nutritional deficiencies and stuff, it's very, very quickly can be exacerbated and turn into something quite intense that, you know, affects the whole family, because, you know, mummies drive the families, and as soon as something goes wrong with mummy, the whole ship tends to start sinking. And it is such an intense period as well. Like, they've just grown and nourished a body, another physical human being. They've brought it into the world, and then, you know, with that comes a lot of depletion and movement of energy. And it just, I've really come to appreciate that through learning more about anatomy and physiology and that process, you know, through our studies. But I think you're bang on. And unfortunately, you would have seen it with a little bit of your nursing, I guess, as well, that there tends to be a lot of the depletions that come with mummies. It's not just like a chuck a supplement at it and fix it. It's so interconnected and interwoven. So I think
love that.
Yeah, I think that you are bang on with helping the mummies, and you're in the right place to learn exactly how to do that. So freaking awesome.
Yeah, I love what you said about that too. Like, we do know that, okay, I shouldn't say this, but
go for it.
I'm trying to watch the way that I say this, but mums kind of do hold the household, you know, like mums make the house the home, and the cooking, the nurturing, the cleaning, all of those little things. And it can't really float without mum, or if mum's cup's not full, you know, we do see that. So
even to degrees as well, like if mummy's not eating, baby's not necessarily getting the nutrients, and then that means that, you know, it's affecting the sleep of the baby as the sleep of the mum, and then the sleep of everybody in the house. Like, it's just such a domino effect, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Have you had a favorite subject that you've done so far?
Oh, yes, I have. And honestly, it was probably the one that changed my perception of this whole degree. It was so great. I have written it down. I've forgotten what it was called fully. It's a long one. Nutritional biochemistry and human metabolism. It was so good. My teacher was Tammy, and she was just so organized, so patient. She's a mum herself too. And I think just the way that she speaks and explains things, and she kind of won't move on until you've got it. So it was really heavy. It's just like the I guess the kind of chemistry of nutrients and things like that. It is so bloody heavy, but so fun and so amazing. And it really was I think a bit of a click moment. Like I said before, you kind of know that you're not only, you know, you're doing the right thing, but you know that you're heading into like the more serious, fun part. But yeah, that was a really, really fun subject. Yeah.
Not me writing that down, taking notes.
Yeah, I recommend Tammy for sure.
That's really reassuring to hear as well, because I know quite a lot of us can be a bit intimidated by the science subjects. Did you ever feel that way as well?
Oh, 100%. Me trying to work out that maths before of how many months 4 years is. I like the science part of it is fun, but I think incorporating that sort of mathematical side of things is what scares me a little bit. Not maths itself, but the science talk alone and the not woo-woo, the like no mystical magic kind of subject. So it's kind of nice to keep the reality of like medical science or whatever you want to say compared to something that doesn't sort of follow like evidence-based science, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it really makes you, I think, maybe like feel smarter or feel like you are doing something that's real. You know, people are like, naturopathy is not real or whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely extremely evidence-based, isn't it? Like we double check everything we're doing. We're reading scientific papers. We're keeping up to date with research. It's an integral part of it, you know. Have you had any resources that you would recommend to other students that have really helped you through the degree? There could be academic related resources, emotional, just like personal practices you do, anything that you would like to share that might help other people with this journey?
Personal practices, definitely not. I normally vicariously live through everyone else's morning meditations, to be honest. But if I can get a time to sit down and journal and, you know, manifest and do my affirmations for the morning before a big day, then great, I will do that. But if I want to sleep in, also I will listen to my body and nourish that. As far as like resources go, OneNote has been amazing, and I'll have to give credit to my beautiful friend Abby here for this suggestion. But you can put all of your conditions once you get ready into each section, so that when you get ready for clinic, you can see what your treatment aims and what herbs, what nutraceuticals, diet, and all of that for that specific condition. So you can have a huge list of everything. Yeah, honestly, game changer.
Yeah, I was just going to say game changer.
Yeah, so good. As far as that, I don't really use, I do Mendeley for referencing. I don't know what you call that, like a plug sort of thing.
Yeah, the referencing add-on. Yeah. I've just heard about this term, and I'm like, I think I need to get on that.
I think you should, and you can reference back to it even if you're not doing, you know, the same subject. You might need a specific paper that you've saved that you know would be relevant, and you've got it right there instead of saving like heaps of bookmarks in like your bookmark list online. But that's about it. I think I don't really do too much. I know all the resources that we have available on like our Torrens library and things like that, like NatMed, eMIMS, all of these like you start to use later on. And there's a Google Drive that gets around for all the students that we all use that have got like books listed on them. I don't know if you've seen that. That's kind of like...
No, I haven't. Where is that?
Oh, I'll send it to you later. It should be shared like on the group chat. I think the WhatsApp group is another one that we use.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but it's got a huge list of books that like all of our textbooks that we use that you can just access for free rather than having to buy them all.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I'll get you to link that for me, and I might pop that in the description for other students too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, happy to.
What is something that you have learnt in the degree that has changed your life personally?
Let me get this right before I say it and ruin it. Amazing. Gut microbes in your microbiome influence what you eat. And I learned that in that nutritional biochemistry subject. And we spoke about the microbiome for probably 2 weeks towards the end of the subject for that trimester. And it was just, I don't know, like everyone talk about microbiome and stuff, but you don't actually understand that it's the microbes talking to each other to influence what you want and what you crave for their own survival. So
I love this. I love this. I'm not like an expert because I read a book, but I read the mind gut connection, and it was a similar concept. And I spent days thinking about this. It was like traditionally we've sort of had this idea that it's your brain that's controlling the meat puppet, right? The brain is the one that's sensing everything. The brain has all the wants and the desires. But what if we shift that and it's actually the gut microbes that are talking to each other and they're deciding, no, this is what we want to eat. This is how we're feeling today. And you're actually just a vessel for all the microbes on your body.
Yeah, it's scary thought, isn't it?
I could sit with this for ages and think about it. I love this part of naturopathy, how it gets a little bit philosophical. I love it.
Yeah, welcome to the rabbit hole. I think I spent probably like an extra 5-6 hours a week with just going down the microbiome, but all for fun, all good learning.
Oh, I'm so glad I spoke to you, because this, I was quite nervous about the nutritional biochemistry subjects because, one, nutrition is a fairly new concept for me to understand. Like I didn't come into the degree with much nutrition knowledge, and so I feel like everything I'm learning about it is blowing my mind. But two, the words biochemistry, that freaks me out. But hearing you talk about it and how excited you were about it makes me feel like, yeah, okay, I could do it.
Well, I hope you love it then. I hope it's an honest feedback for you.
Yeah, thank you. Do you set boundaries around your study to manage your work and study life, and how do you do that?
No. Is that an honest enough answer?
I love that honesty. We're a mom. There's no boundaries. Let's be real.
Honestly, the only thing is just honest communication. And if you have a supportive partner or whoever is in your home with you and you just need to lay it straight, no, I can't. No, I'm putting in time for study. No, I've got to study for a quiz. That's about as boundary setting as I do. But I mean, it works. It's honest, and you can't go wrong with communicating, right?
What has been one of your most favorite opportunities that have shown up for you since starting your degree?
Definitely my internship. I think that really sort of just blew everything out of the water, and being able to see and hear, like I said before, everything that I'm just more aware of now too, like with taking consults and things like that, meeting people in the clinic, and just the chat that comes through, meeting the kids that come in too. I had a little beautiful boy come in, and he sort of sat by me while I made his compound, and what's that? Just having them in with you, it was just so sweet. So he knew what his compound was for and why I was making it for him, sort of thing. And it was just like, oh, it was so beautiful.
That's gorgeous. Really gorgeous. Is your little boy interested in what mummy's studying at the moment as well, or still a little bit too little to comprehend?
I think maybe a little bit too young, but he is a little bit more curious, like, why are you going to school and what are you doing on your computer? You're doing schoolwork, but more so interested in tapping the keyboard. So, no. Yeah.
Have you got any plans yet for what's next in your degree, or are you still sitting on those?
Yeah, no, I guess there's so many things that I want to do and not enough time, and I'm sure you can agree.
Yeah.
I would love to open my own clinic, have my own business, but more of that multimodality approach, and have other CAM practitioners come in as well, and have it, I guess, available as a space for not only just postpartum mums, but women and younger adults. Again, younger women, not necessarily not men or women, and maybe even menopausal women as well. I just find that Beautiful. That's quite a sensitive, it's a bit of a sensitive area. And I guess they still are postpartum, aren't they?
They are. They definitely are. Maybe like 400 months postpartum, but it's fine.
I'm going to have to go count that later.
Yeah, I know. Same. And finally, where can our audience find you if they want to see more of your content, lovely?
Of course, my Instagram is No Ordinary Naturopath.
Beautiful. It's been such an honor chatting with you.
A pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it if you've made it this far. If you like the interview and you like what I do, please rate and follow the podcast on your chosen listening provider, as it not only notifies you of new episodes, but it also helps with my visibility on the platforms. If you're interested in being featured on the podcast, I've streamlined the process by creating a contact form on my website where you can say hi and let me know that you're interested. All of my social media accounts are linked there as well on my website. As always, I'll link everything in the description that was spoken about on today's episode. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!